good.
First time on air. Anything to say to Lawan here to get him back?
Look, bro, there are stories I could tell people about Lawan, but we'll keep those right here. I'm gonna let him live.
That's not even close.
Man, I'm a dumbass.
I'm clipping that.
Georgia's second.
Hey, Georgia also had Herschel Walker.
So smart, and my team is so dumb. My coach he looks dumb. He's a big baby. This
Dude,
man,
those graphics.
Rip, so smart.
Episode 232 of Pub. Man, 2 weeks in a row, Devontae. Who do we think we are?
Man, we getting back at it, man.
That's right, baby. I'm excited. Big Fitz is going to hop on a little bit later. He's doing a little Ash Wednesday.
Oh, yeah.
So more power to the brother. I hope he comes in with the mark.
Yeah. You know, I only saw like at work today. I only saw like one person with it.
Really?
And, like, I think I wasn't used to that. I'm used to seeing more people with it, but you know, I guess teach his own.
Yeah, and like it's weird because like I grew up. I don't think there was a lot of people that did it where we lived, but as soon as I moved out like east, there's a lot more that did it. So, well, anyways, we're getting distracted. Big week, a lot of NFL free agency. We'll try to wait for Fitz for that one. We got college hoops. We've got all types of good stuff, man. I'm excited to dive into it.
Oh yeah.
So since just you and me, this is something that you've been wanting to do for a while. And I think this is the week we tease it. Our mock drafts.
Oh.
And like we can build our own drafts here. Obviously, you being a Falcons fan, me being a Bengals fan. We're not in prime real estate. Like you look at these top 5 picks that we have up there. Like we're not Titans, we're not the Browns, Giants, Pats, and Jags. But I think both of us are in a really good position to where we can make some magic happen. I think both teams have a lot of needs, and we can fill them in the draft.
I don't know, like we say that, and then like I know we're gonna get to the free agency later, but like free agency might shock a little bit, but also like I don't know which teams have money that exists and which teams that have money that doesn't exist. So because it doesn't exist, they're able to spend more. But you know, I guess it all starts with the draft and where they want to go with it.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, I'm just trying to change up some settings real quick. So I guess like I haven't built my dream draft yet. Have you built yours?
I did. So I kept that mock draft I did on company time. Don't tell anybody. It's up here. So I found it. All right. So I did a pub, not fantasy draft, but a pub mock draft. So I did like all 3 of our teams. I did the Falcons, the Bengals, and the Packers.
Oh.
And yeah, there it is. All right. I kept it. And the thing is, like, so the way so for anybody else that wants to make a mock draft for their team, I use NFL mock draft database. It's basically like a simulation, and you can do it, you know, like a free for all. So like you can get a trade for your first round pick from the Rams, and they'll give you like 3 picks and then a pick from 2026. So it's like realistic, but it's not realistic. But it was fun, and it was also fun doing it on company time. So yeah.
That's a great time killer. I love it. All right. So what's the draft pick you're most excited for your Falcons?
So my Falcons, so they get pick, I think they're up either somewhere in the middle this year. So I guess that's an improvement, so to speak. I know for me, they definitely is. So like, you know, the shark eating sign. So like the biggest need was an edge rusher. And the second biggest was like a cornerback 2, maybe even 1. Third was a lineman, any lineman. And then 4th was wide receiver. So as far as that first pick, if it had to be an edge rushing, and if he's still available, I still like Shamar Stewart out of Texas A&M. Dude is a dog.
That's who I had on like my watch list too.
Yeah, Shamar, but like it's actually not a lot, but like it's some good edge rushers this year. Like it's a couple of edge rushers to share. You had Mike Green out of Marshall, Princely, Princely I don't know his last name. My boy Donovan E. out of Boston College. I think Ashley Galote out of Louisville, and Fadil Diggs, who was supposed to be a sleeper. So it's a lot to choose from. But past that, I would like to have Shamar Stewart.
Yeah, he was like the guy that, like, really the Senior Bowl and that type of stuff was rolling around. I'm like, I've been sleeping on this cat. You didn't see a lot of A&M last year, and so it's like, man, he just blew up in the Senior Bowl. And it's like, if he falls to us, I'll take him, especially with Sam Hubbard retiring, which we'll talk about here in a second. But man, yeah, that's a cat. I'll give you another one, kind of a sleeper, is like interior defensive lineman Kenneth Grant from Michigan. Dude, just a bowling ball.
Random fact, I just found out Mason Graham? Yeah, Mason Graham, I genuinely didn't know bro was white. Like, I don't think I ever saw him without his helmet until, like, I just randomly searched him on Instagram. I was like, oh, he's white. And I think it was the big armband tattoo that kind of threw me off because, like, you know, like David Deal and other, like, 2000s linemen had it. And it went, like, strictly back to the Samoans. So I was like, oh, maybe he's just, like, half Samoan or something like that. No, he's just fully white with curly hair. So
maybe he's got like 2%. He's got to do ancestor.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Kenneth Grant, I think in those mock drafts, he went either low second or mid to high third round. So that is a pretty good sleeper pick.
Yeah, I just like the way he balled out toward the season of that Ohio State game. I thought he was a real difference maker for him.
Yeah.
Look at this mock draft that Charles Davis made from NFL. I don't know if it goes this way. So he's got Shador going 1 to the Titans, Cam Ward going to the Browns at 2, Jackson Dart Giants 3, Abdul Carter 4 Pats, and then Travis Hunter 5 to the Jags. To me, the best cat in this draft is Abdul Carter.
Yeah,
hands down.
I kind of like the Patriots also picked up a sleeper in Keon White from Georgia Tech. And he had an immediate impact. So to have Keon White and then Abdul Carter on the edge, it kind of builds back up with Mike Vrabel at the helm.
Yeah,
it kind of builds up the Patriots defense. Like, the offense somehow worked, but even if the offense didn't work, that defense wasn't going to let anybody else work. So I think they're getting back to that formula. But past him, Jackson Dart going as the Giants quarterback is crazy. I think, bro, he has R, as the youth say, but like I'd like to think of him as a marginally better Will Levis. And just like Will Levis, they're like pushing this agenda, and he wasn't bad. Like the only record of Eli Manning's that he broke at Ole Miss was the passing yards, and that was because every pass he made, it was just like a downfield bomb, pretty much like how Josh Allen got drafted. You just throw a downfield bomb, somebody going to get it. They usually did. But like when it came to like driving the field, they didn't really give it to the running backs a lot. So it's almost like they were feeding the quarterback so that he could build it up. Eli still had more touchdowns. He had more interceptions, but it was only marginally more interceptions. So because of that, looks like an easily marketable kid. I think that's why they're kind of pushing him.
Dude, I'm with you. Like, I love the comparison of Danny Dimes here to Jackson Dart. I think Dart's just.
No, I said Will Levis.
Oh, Will Levis.
Will Levis, yeah. I can't get Daniel Jones because he was a little something to do, but.
Yeah, see, I was gonna say like Daniel Jones. At least he had like 1 or 2 good years with the Giants, enough to where they wanted to extend his contract. That's dirty, bro. I think he's better than Will Levis.
Yeah, I said
marginally. Yeah, you're right about that.
Because, like, I mean, he might be one of those guys where like it takes him a couple of years to get the hang of the league, and like he has the arm, but I got to think if the few games I watched of Ole Miss, he had time, so he had a good line. He could run and he could just like bomb it, but like. Defensive backs are faster. Defensive linemen are faster. Defensive linemen are like doing pick sixes now. So it's like, can that arm translate to the league?
Yeah.
Does he have enough time to like load up and cock it back, bang, throw it out?
I'm with you. No, I think you're right. Yeah, his release has got to really work on. All right, let's play a little Mary Fuck Kill, but we'll do Hall of Fame, roster spot, bust out of these 5 right here. Because all through the mock drafts, these are like, in everybody's, they're at least top 6. So Shador, Cam, Jackson, Abdul, Travis. Who's your Hall of Fame?
Out of those 5 right there, Hall of Fame. I guess the easy call is Travis Hunter.
Okay.
I'm wondering like where they're gonna put him, whether it's gonna be cornerback or wide receiver, because Jags already have that wide receiver 1. Ooh, and they just cut Christian Kirk.
Mm-hmm.
So if it's one of those cases where like, you know, he has immediate impact at wide receiver, then I guess it'll work out. So we'll go with Travis Hunter being the easy call.
Hey, we'll diverge here. Did you see that? He said it playing offense and defense is harder than pitching and hitting like Showtime.
He said that. What? He said that?
Yeah. So he made his comment at the combine of, "Hey, I'll be like Showtime Matani, like playing both ways." And then I think today or late last night, he was like, "Let's be honest, playing football offense and defense is way harder than pitching and playing and batting and playing in the field."
We just be saying shit.
I know.
That's crazy. No, I don't. Like, I've never pitched a baseball, and the last baseball I hit was in T-ball. But I don't think that's right. I don't think that's right at all. Seeing as how like there's been a lot of offensive players that have transitioned to defense and vice versa, and like some that we don't even notice. Like there were a couple of linebackers that played. There were a couple of linebackers that played quarterback.
Yeah.
Before they played a little bit of quarterback in college and definitely in high school, and now they're linebackers. So I don't know. I don't know, bro. It doesn't take that much, you know.
Especially, I think playing those 2 positions of wide receiver, you have a route tree, so you're pretty much told what to do as long as you can do it. And then, like on the defensive side, you're probably manned up. You got a soft zone. It's fairly easy for you.
It's just anticipation. If he's playing corner, that's basically mirroring the route tree that you already know.
Yep.
Basically filling in the gaps and figuring out tendencies, which you already know on the offensive side. You already know what a wide receiver is probably going to do. You already know what a wide receiver, what weaknesses of yours the wide receiver is going to try to exploit. So you try to fix that. It's like you're playing yourself. You should be battling yourself every day in practice anyway. So I mean, that's easy with pitching and hitting in the same game. It's kind of crazy. Like especially seeing as how you have to throw at least 95 miles per hour, then go back. Can't even ice your elbow and go back and hit because you're the best hitter on the team. Like, no, that's all arm. Like arm, hip, core, feet, like
head, shoulders, knees, and toes. Yeah,
like it's no like down. It's no down. You know, first down break, second down break. No, you have to go and be ready to hit whenever the pitch is pitched.
Exactly. All right, let's move on to your roster spot. So you got Hall of Fame, Travis Hunter. Now, who's going to be just a roster guy? He hangs around 5 to 7 years, maybe.
I
think Devontae just died on me. I don't know what happened. I'll go ahead and give my Hall of Fame. I think the easier one is Abdul Carter. I just think out of all these guys, he's got the easier route.
The ghost got me.
The ghost got him.
Yeah, the ghost of Travis Hunter got me. Honestly, the 5 to 7 year guy is probably going to be Shador.
Okay.
As confident as he seems, he had no choice but to be like a student of the game. Like his dad was one of the greatest cornerbacks we've ever seen. You know, he was hard on him, like as far as film study and stuff. So that's pretty much the makings of a comfortable quarterback too. Like, who the best quarterback too that we know so far has been a couple. I guess, shoot, Ryan Fitzpatrick, Tyrod Taylor. Every time Tyrod Taylor steps into that starting role, he's always killed it. And then he
Bad luck.
slides back to QB2. I think that could be Shador for sure.
Okay. And then your bust.
Bus. Out of those 5 right there, I'm gonna be honest. It could be Abdul, and I'll tell you why. I say Abdul. Abdul was a pretty dominant player coming out of Penn State, but if he keeps drawing those comparisons to Micah, who had the immediate impact, and let's say he gets on a team that doesn't necessarily use him as the pass rusher he is, he has to fit into a system. He just basically takes up blocks for, like, if he somehow ends up in a 3-4 and he has to learn linebacker and edge rusher and he has to fit into that system and we don't see him be as dominant as he was, we might be kind of quick to call him a bust. Now, Jackson Dart was probably the easy call for a bust, but it's like I don't have expectations for him regardless. So that's what I say Abdul Carter.
See, I think you're right. And I think you hit, like, what I was thinking when you're talking is, depending on where these guys land, it dictates a lot of this. Like, you look at, like, a guy, the biggest bust that in our generation, Jamarcus Russell. I think if he didn't end up in Oakland, he ended up in an organization that could kind of put him under his wing, help him out a little bit better. Maybe he's not a bust. But I think the Raiders were just like, hey, we expect you to be a man, step up and go. And I think it kind of – they didn't help each other out, and he definitely didn't help himself. So
Go ahead.
I'm just gonna say when you went ghost on us, I said Carter's my Hall of Fame. I think if he lands with the Pats and just off his natural ability, I think he'll be the Hall of Fame guy of these 5. My roster guy, I like Shador. I won't copy. I'll go Travis Hunter as my roster guy. I think he'll stick around for a little bit. He'll kick around. And then my bust, I'll go Jackson Dart. We talked about it at the beginning of the show. It seemed like the easy softball pick there. I think New York will have another disappointment for the next 3 to 4 seasons.
Yeah. I was just looking. I went back and you mentioned Jamarcus Russell, so I was saying, like, had he not gone to the Raiders, he probably would have been better. So, like, the first team that came to mind was the Vikings. So on the Vikings had Tavares Jackson, RIP him.
Oh, man.
Tavares Jackson, Adrian Peterson, Robert Ferguson, and Bobby Wade. So, like, that, even if he couldn't throw, you can just dump it off. So it's like some of the pressure is off of you. And it's a little more, vets and stuff on offense as well. So maybe that could have helped out.
That's a great call. I forgot what the Vikings had the second pick on that one.
Wait, did they? I don't know. Also, like, I didn't realize, young and naive me, I didn't know that Jamarcus Russell was just, like, off lean. Like, where the hell do you get lean in Oakland? So apparently that was his drink of choice. So,
well, he had to have done it in Louisiana, and then just like, hey, this is what I expect up here.
But I didn't know they drink lean in Louisiana. I just thought they drank in general.
That's a Southern thing. Come on, Project Pat ain't taught you nothing.
Yeah. So the Lions had the second pick. Vikings actually had pick 7, and they got Adrian Peterson. So you know what?
Okay.
Never mind.
But, yeah, never mind. I like where your head's at, though.
Yeah.
Lions, I don't think he helps unless, like, John Kitna puts him under his wing. Man. Yeah. All right. We'll move on. Unless there's anything draft related you want to talk about, or combine draft related you want to talk about.
No, I didn't watch the combine. Apparently, I watched a little bit of the running backs. There were a lot of people that didn't participate. Cam Scatterboo didn't run a 40. Shador didn't really participate. Cam did I think he did like the jumping drills or whatever. But there were some people that did really well. The dude, JJ Pegways, whatever his last name, that played the nose tackle, fullback, and something else. but he ran like a 4.8 or something, a little short round bastard. So he's pretty quick. So they'll probably find somewhere to do put him.
From Ole Miss.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Or Will Howard showed his literal ass and was asked. So I do remember that. I didn't even know you could like miss throws at the combine. I didn't even know that was a thing. I don't think I've ever seen that before. I've seen people like miss the catch and like it hit their eye or something, but I've never seen anybody just straight up miss a throw.
I'm trying to think. Like, I feel like there was somebody when we were in college that just had an awful NFL combine.
Let's do.
I can't think of it. But you're right. Will Howard did himself zero favors.
But I always think the worst of people when it comes to like sports and I guess betting, because it's like, what if he did that on purpose so that like he goes lower to a team that doesn't need him immediately and then he tries to be the QB2 of the league?
You might be on something. Devontae. I like we're gonna put our tinfoil hats on. I like it. All right. We'll come back to football once Fitz hops on. We got two things that I'm not sure where Fitz will stand on, so we'll go ahead and talk about it. John Cena's heel turn. I gotta fix that image. I'm covering half our faces here. This is something that I did not ever think would happen, especially this late in his career. I'm not a big WWE guy. I think we've talked about this before. I was a WCW kid, and it died, and I kind of fell off. Minus playing a couple of video games here and there. But it's still like John Cena's in pop culture. We know about him from movies and all types of stuff. And him kicking Cody Rhodes in the nuts and then going heel on his final, like WrestleMania's final year. I love it. I love a good storytelling. I think this is perfect. I think they're setting this thing up like a beautiful script.
I don't watch. I'm looking at this picture. His legs look kind of weak. Like I didn't know like how pale he was. It's kind of crazy.
Okay,
in the movies, like I guess because of the makeup and stuff, he looks all tan and strong and stuff. But like now, like it's basically showing his age. But
he does have a good bald spot in the middle of his head too.
Oh, he did all that, and we were talking about his bald spot, and I'm like, yeah, bro, that's how you know we're getting older because that shit is ridiculous. But I heard recaps of it, and like because the last thing I remember for when I watched wrestling, Dominic was still my age when I was watching wrestling still.
Yeah.
And so, well, he's still my age, but you get what I'm saying. Like,
I'm your poppy, Dominic.
We were the same age, and I'm sitting there believing that shit. And then, the pivotal moment was when, like, I remember Eddie Guerrero had a heart attack in the ring. I'm like, oh no, he's gone. And then, he had a heart attack like a year or so later, and so like I think I just kind of stepped off from there. So like whatever's been going on in wrestling, I don't know. Like I don't know. Like the Budio trend and all that stuff, I don't know. So when I see John Cena, like I was around with Word Life and the Bull City shit he did, I can't. My pinky's messed up. I can't do that shit. But when I see that and like knowing that I've been seeing him and The Rock doing their thing in movies and stuff, like The Rock was in all 37 Fast and Furious, and John Cena has become like a family man, and then. Well, he's always been a family man, I guess, but like he's in all these different movies. Like he was in the Marine, and I thought like, oh, he's just gonna be an action hero. Now he's just been in these funny movies, and you realize like people don't even watch movies like that for real. Like I don't know if anybody goes in the theaters no more. I don't know if like when people make movies, they're box office ticket sellers. So I guess they figured like we got to go back to where we came from for real because. These bills are getting high and stuff is starting to feel uncomfortable. So now, and somebody brought up how Bray Wyatt, I do know who that is. Bray Wyatt, before he passed, he told John Cena he basically built himself up and pulled the ladder. And like this shit right here is kind of proving it. He's old as hell with a bald spot, still in wrestling and like turning heel. You got Cody Rhodes. He was the darling before The Rock like came in and tried to change shit. So I don't know. I know people that like still have never stopped wrestling have big feelings about this, and
Yeah.
WrestleMania is coming up too. And we have our guesses like, is Cody going to win? Is John Cena going to win? And like sometimes we get so into it that you forget like it's fake. So you can't. Do they have betting for wrestling matches?
I don't think so.
I haven't found it yet. So yeah, that's probably why. But
Dude, what's like, I just can't imagine. Obviously, he's a millionaire. He's got money, right? He's got to have money banked away. You would think he has a good financial advisor. You at least hope so. And like, sure, Hollywood's kind of dried up maybe for him a little bit, like you're saying. But like, and like, yes, wrestling's fake, but it's toll it takes on your body, the impact, all the surgeries. I think if you can get out, you stay the hell out.
you have to.
Like, it's
How old is he?
insane.
Like 50. Well, The Rock has to be like 50 now.
Oh,
we
yeah.
already found out that like he was one of the ones on steroids. You know, Stone Cold's already sweated out all his steroids, and you got The Rock still holding on. Like, what's crazy is when The Rock was in Ballers, he had like an episode of him doing steroids. I'm like, oh, is this you living in your truth right now?
Right, he's breaking the third wall, kind of hit.
Yeah, like, oh, I wonder what you learned from this.
No, it's like anytime I see a wrestler come back like The Rock or John Cena or even like Hulk Hogan, it's like, you had a career outside this. Let this shit go, man.
Please.
But
I don't know, like because isn't he in reality TV shows now too? Like
I know for a while he was, yeah.
Yeah, like you can do so much. Like, bro, start a cartoon or something. Like, be a Power Ranger. You don't have to do this shit no more.
Dude, I'm with you. All right. The other thing that I think Fitz might have an opinion on, but he's still not here. Golly, I'm messing up my graphics. I think I set it up for 3 people. All right. So this new women's basketball league.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen highlights on Twitter or the X, the Everything app. I haven't watched any games, but the highlights I've seen, I should call them lowlights. It has not done any favors for the women's game, I don't think. It's 3-on-3. I don't see Angel Reese production out there. It's been rough to watch, but I wanted your opinion because I don't watch a lot of basketball as it is. I just got done the season. I'm watching some college ball. Haven't really dipped my toe in the pros yet.
Yeah, I actually been watching more women's college basketball. They do have cool jerseys for this league. Oh, absolutely good branding and all that stuff. And I guess it's one of those ways to make sure like they're staying active. They have a way to get paid and stuff, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
But 3-on-3 is kind of like a slap in the face, low key, you know, because I was looking at the statistical leaders, and two of the best scorers in this league are Napheesa Collier and Kayla McBride, who they both play on the same Minnesota Lynx team. So it's like they were like some of the best scorers in the league last year too. And I feel like it says a lot because like you're looking for all this and like you see Cameron Brink, you see Rickea Jackson, but you don't see Asia, you don't see Caitlin Clark. I'm trying to think of anybody else. Like there are some big names like Brianna Stewart, Brittany Griner, Sabrina Ionescu was playing, which surprised me. And Skylar Diggins has been talking cash shit in this league, and it's like, bro, she has I enjoy that about her. She has a lot of hate in her heart, so I enjoy it. But yeah, bro, like it's not that deep. I'm excited for that actual season to start because they've been making moves with it. But I do want a jersey. Like the jerseys are fire, but I don't know if unrivaled basketball is sustainable. I think it will be a good way for the women in college basketball that don't get drafted and the women in pro that can't make a team. This is like a nice in between, like not even like G League or anything, but it's something to do that somebody will watch. So I like it on that end, but competition, I don't know.
Yeah, I like your takes a lot, dude. I'm looking at the jerseys now, the laces and the Phantom jerseys.
Right? You see the rose?
Yeah, dude, I like this. The rose. Yeah, good call. I did see. So while you were talking, like I said, I've been awful. The league investors, they have money, but I don't think they have money. Like kind of what you said to keep this up. It almost reminds me of the XFL. But you got Coco Gauff, a tennis star. You got Giannis. You got Mark Lassery, who is the former Bucks owner. Coach Don Staley, South Carolina women's basketball coach, and then former Warner Brothers CEO, and Sarnoff. So you got money, but it's not money. It's not like enough to keep this thing afloat. So they really got. I think they need to change the game. Like the 3-on-3 is worth a shot. Playing on smaller courts worth a shot, but I feel like they've got to get something else in there to try to compete here.
Right. Yeah. I don't know. Like, because keep in mind, like this is 3-on-3 basketball, but I think each team has like 7 players, and that's kind of crazy to me.
Yeah,
but I guess they had to do something about it.
I think we need fights and penalty boxes.
Well, like Skylar Diggins is trying to, like, I remember like one of the first few games, like she was just talking cash shit, as she does. So like that's her thing. But as far as like anything else, I haven't really seen it. I feel bad because I recently got into women's basketball. I was talking to my boy who was watching it since women's basketball had like more teams like the Sacramento Monarchs and all the other teams when Charlotte had the women's team. He's been watching it since then. And so I was like, bro, it seems like there's a lot of mess in women's basketball because, I think Dejanay Carrington and the other lady, like they're married or something, but like her ex was on the same team or some shit like that. I'm like, wow, this is kind of messy. But he was like, no, it's always been like that. People are just now paying attention. So, but it passed all the mess. Like, it's not even mess for real. But, like, they've been hooping. So, but as far as this 3-on-3 league, for whatever, I think the reason that the big 3 worked was because it was on, like, 3 or 4 or 5 people. And it's like, oh, dang, I haven't seen or heard from this player in a minute. Like, I forgot, like, Ivan Johnson, the dude that was on the floor with his gold teeth in, like, yeah, he was on Big 3. So it's like I guess this is a good way to start it off. So once they get players like that, pro players to be in the Big 3, I think it'll take off a little more.
Yeah, I at least I hope so.
Yeah.
All right, we'll keep it pushing. We'll go. Do you want to go NFL or you want to go basketball? College hoops.
We'll
or NBA.
Keep it basketball and then wait and see if Fitz comes in. I think it'll come like 10 minutes from now or something.
Okay, let's do a little NBA here. Then we'll jump back to college hoops if we need to. All right. Things in Dallas are rough, man. First off, we talked about it. Luka getting traded was just dumbfounded. It makes no sense. And then Kyrie goes out with a torn ACL last night or 2 nights ago.
That was nasty. Like a hyperextended knee, torn ACL that hurts my feelings bad.
Yeah, you and me both have been there.
No, God, I want mine, and I feel bad because mine wasn't even hyperextended knee, but just like seeing that, and then they slow it down, and like now, recently they started being like, okay, let's have a heart and not replay it, but they used to replay that mess all the time.
Dude, that Kevin Ware injury.
God, I was like, why is it still on? But we're not that desensitized to gore and violence. But I thought it was funny. Like, I'm looking at the graphic, and the fact you have Max Christie in a graphic, and that's Najee Marshall and Kyrie, and it's like, this is nasty. And they said they were increasing ticket prices by 8.5%, which is crazy because we are broke as a people. As the American people, we are broke. And they said, no, let's get rid of your favorite player and increase the prices. Let's see how down you really are.
For real. Yeah, I know Mark Cuban's rolling in his grave. I know he's not dead, but
yeah, this shit is crazy. Ultimately, it's all gonna come out in the wash. Like, what was the reasoning behind it? Like, what did you stand to gain from? Apparently, so I saw something where they were talking about Luka was in the. It's funny too because like this is big in like Houston and Texas in general, but like he was big into drinking and hookah, and like they called him at. I didn't imagine like Luka would be in. I mean, Luka would be in the hookah, which
Right.
that could be a thing. Luka hookahs, and now he's got a bag because y'all want to play with him. But he was in the hookah, and they were like, "Oh, we got to get rid of it." Unless it's one of those things where, like, just like with draft stock, they put out stuff about you just then, even though we've been watching the same player for years. They were like, "Oh, he used to sell crack," but you just now finding out because people won't. We just found out he's a valuable player, so let's just let everybody know he used to sell crack or do crack or whatever or smoke hookah. And like we're seeing that now, and I'm like, well, he was round, but he also got y'all to the playoffs. So it's like you gotta balance that because Max Christie is not taking you to the playoffs. You
No.
gotta believe me. Klay Thompson is damn sure not gonna take you to the playoffs. Like, but you gotta think like once they took the basketball minds out of the stands, they took the basketball minds off the sidelines pretty much. They took them off the airwaves and all stuff. Once they took them off, it's just easy to do dumb shit like this because it's like for the love of money.
Dude, I think you're absolutely right. Man, it just I feel bad for any Maverick fans out there, but the ownership, you're digging your own grave. But all right, let's go NBA MVP race. This is not like the past 2 years where this is Jokic. He's got it locked up. It's over.
Mm-hmm.
No, he's not even the favorite. He's sitting in second place right now. Plus, I think 550 is his odds. Minus 310 is Big Shea.
What's crazy is I think that I want to say quietly, but the Nuggets have been doing quietly well because you remember there was a point during the regular season where people were paying more attention to them, and now that there's a lot of teams that people didn't expect to do well that are doing well, and because of that, the Nuggets, because they've always done well, we don't necessarily push them to the wayside, but we don't talk about them as much. Like the Rockets is a good example. Like nobody expected them to do well, but like they're doing pretty well for their division, but nobody's talking about them because they're used to them sucking. Now the Thunder, Shea's a good marketing piece, so they're going to push the Thunder for every game. I don't know who that is for the East. Like, I don't even hear people talking about the Celtics like that as much. Now they've kind of been replaced by the Cavs. So with that in mind, like, I know it's pretty much between Shea and Luka, and then, of course, they're throwing Bron in there. Like, he's 40. He's a man. He's 40. Yeah, I'm over that shit, bro. Like, we got to give it up. All these games he's played, we got to give it up at some point. Now, I do wonder, like, what I don't know is, are they putting anybody? So, Shea, all right, from the West, they got Shea, Jokic, and LeBron.
Mm-hmm.
So, on the East, like, what is it? Is it Tatum and Mitchell, or what?
Yeah.
Tatum and Mitchell, and who else?
Those are the only ones that I saw, but I did a quick look.
So I personally think it's messed up because
Cat, big Cat,
who?
Karl Anthony Towns.
You bullshit. All right. But like what? All right. So by definition, most valuable player means like in my head, I've always said like this is the most important person to their team by and large. Like people are important to their teams, but this person was the sole reason. Because like I stand by that. They really put Cat in the running. Hell, oh my God. Anyway, like with that in mind, like I feel deeply that Cade Cunningham, like maybe he's in like the odds, like the bottom half odds, but like we have got eventually, like someday we have got to be for real. Like the Detroit Pistons, and they're not at the bottom of the rung. The Wizards are, but like they actually did pretty well. Like they're above 500. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, they're above 500 for like since I don't know, like 10 or 12 years. And like the sole reason is because of Cade Cunningham. Now, granted, they did have pieces around him, but Cade Cunningham has been giving people like triple doubles damn near every game. And like nobody, he got snubbed in All-Star, even though All-Star wasn't even a thing for real. And they won't even bring his name up for MVP talks. And I know it's because like, oh, they're the Pistons, nobody's watching, but come on, man. You gotta be for real.
Dude, I'm 100% with you. But hey, time's gonna tell.
Yeah.
Any other NBA talk that you want to go with, real quick?
Cat being in the running for MVP, absolutely insane, bro. Absolutely insane. What do you mean? Let me look this up. Let me because I got a feeling that him and Alperen Sengun from the Rockets have similar stats right now. I'm about to look that shit up right now. Even though like it's East West Cat. Let's see, Karl Anthony Towns.
I didn't think that was gonna burn you up so much.
No, they didn't have to do my boy Cade like that. And what's crazy, I remember when he first got drafted, and I was like, I don't think it'll translate. And it finally did. You know, it didn't start off right off the bat, but man, okay. 24, 13, and 3. And Sengun. Yeah, it's, I mean, 19, 10, and okay. So it's a little more, but I don't agree. I don't agree. But it's all good, though, because you know what? Time will tell.
Time will tell.
Time will tell. And we're going to get to these play-in games in the playoffs, and we're going to see what we need to see.
I think you're right. I absolutely do think you're right about that. All right. Let's talk some college ball here.
Yeah.
Good segue for us. Cooper Flag. Obviously, Cameron Crazy Duke wants him coming back one more year. They're chanting it. One more year. And so the decision is, does he go back one more time to make sure he's not drafted by Washington, Devontae, or Charlotte?
I mean, shit. I had a wild 10-4 hat theory that like the Mavs are blowing it up and having bad luck, so that like I know they're probably going to the playoffs anyway because they did so well earlier. But somehow those lottery balls are going to be tipped, and the Mavs might end up with pick number 1, and they pick Cooper Flag as their new Dirk or something crazy like that. I hope that doesn't happen, but you know,
I'm buying stock in that though.
Yeah, the only way I think he addresses the idea of coming back is if they lose in the tournament. Now, if they go all the way and he wins it, it's no reason for real. I mean, Duke is cool, but like money. But also he's already a millionaire too. So there's that.
Yeah.
He's a millionaire too, and like he doesn't really have any responsibilities as a kid in college. Oh God, imagine being a millionaire in college. Damn. But
yeah, lights for all.
Damn, the whole guy. Is he? I think he's like 20, 19.
I think he's 19, yeah.
Dude, he was a millionaire. You know,
oh, wait, no. Is he young? Did he like reclass? Did he like re-up?
I think he classed up.
So he might be 17, 18? It's so hard to tell, man, nowadays. Yeah, he's 18.
He does look young.
He turned 18 December.
This past December?
Yeah.
That's crazy. That's crazy. All right. So, yeah. Maybe vapes. I don't know what they do. But, bro, being a millionaire in college, and I know his dream has been to play in the NBA, but it's like you can temper expectations better in college than you can in the pros. And imagine, like, if he could develop he didn't start off that strong this year, but like now that he's strong. So imagine like if he tries to beat his stats from this year, and imagine the numbers or records he could break or anything. Like if he can go 2 chips in a row, I think he can leave after sophomore year, you know, because none of this is probably gonna happen. He's probably gonna, declare for the draft either way. But like, I don't know. I don't think I could give up being a millionaire in college. Like, you just go to class, and you don't even have to go to class for real. You just go to class for the vibes.
Exactly.
Like,
you're not getting a degree, just stay eligible.
yeah.
And hell, you got tutors for that. Like, I'm with you.
I don't know, but I mean, that's his lifelong dream. They said, they've been saying that he's been pro ready, so there's no reason for him not to, but there's a lot of reason for him not to. So
I think you wait till the lottery comes out, and then because I think that would determine like, okay, who is really going to pick me? Kind of what we talked about the NFL draft. Like, I think that makes and breaks a lot of cats.
Yeah, but then too, I think if they keep paying him, there's no room for anybody else. So like Isaiah Evans, like he was another blue chip player. That obviously he's gonna get more room if Cooper Flag leaves, and he'll be the man. But like, they have to have, that's a lot of millions. But like, Duke has a lot of money.
I was about to say we're talking about Duke, yeah.
Yeah, so it's like I don't know how it works.
Yeah. All right. Let's do our very quick pick'ems for each conference here. Conference tournament winners. So I've given the top 5 for each conference, or I did. I found the graphic. This is as of last night. Let's start with SEC. Auburn takes an L to A&M last night, which I had the over. I was happy.
But
all that shit I was talking about last week, like, hey, Auburn and Duke are on a different level. All of a sudden, A&M upsets Auburn. That makes me eat my words here. I'll go first. I'm going on a limb. Give me Tennessee.
You think Tennessee bounces back?
I think they bounce back. I think they find a way. I like how they've been playing lately. Yeah. Give me Tennessee. The voice in my head was thinking like maybe like a super dark horse like Missouri or Kentucky, but I just don't see it. Give me Tennessee as kind of a medium dark horse.
Yeah, to take the SEC, give me Florida. They had a random like down spike near the middle before like the regular season ended, but they've been quietly doing pretty well. I didn't expect it. They just beat Alabama. What was the score? They beat Alabama 99-94. Yeah, 99-94. So I think they can do the same. Alabama, I think Auburn does really well. Like, I think they're really well because they do the stuff that nobody else wants to do, like defend and rebound and like hustle. That and like they've been beating all the teams just based off of that. So I think once they got with Mississippi State, who like there's some dogs. They don't have dogs like Auburn does, but like they play like dogs.
Yeah.
So when you go dog for dog, one dog got to walk out. So that's what happened. So we'll see if that impacts them going forward. But I still say Florida.
Okay, I like it. Big Ten. You want to start it?
Hell yeah, we take it Michigan State because that's what I put my money on.
Tom Izzo.
But we take it Michigan State. They've been pulling out of wins very well. I've watched them most of the season. They've been doing pretty well. They're good scores, but like this Big Ten tournament is going to be pretty competitive, especially with this top 5 right here.
Mm-hmm. Dude, I was looking at this and I was like, oh, maybe Wisconsin, but they just got beat by Oregon. They had a close game against Purdue. I won't copy you. I love Michigan State. I think Tom Izzo is a safe bet. Like, it's March.
He's been there.
I'm gonna copy you. Give me Michigan State.
Got to.
Big 12. Since we're going back and forth here, I'll go. Give me Houston. I just think they're too good.
Yeah. I had Kansas spread in that game they played against them last night. And was it not? Yeah, it was last night.
Yeah.
Same, pretty much Houston gets by doing the same thing Auburn does because Kelvin Sampson, OG, they literally do what nobody else wants to. Like, they got so many offensive rebounds with just pushing the floor, moving the ball around, actually shooting mid-range shots because it was the best shot at the time. But I'm gonna go with Texas Tech just because I don't think I watched them in a while, but like they've been sneaking and winning in these random games. And I don't know what's been going on with them, but I think they can do more of the same.
I like that. Yep. All right. Big East. A team that everybody's talking about. As soon as Patino took this job, it's like, okay, they've got a real chance here. Give me St. John's. I think we need a white suit for March Madness from Rick. Like that's when like I think he's undefeated, or maybe he has 2 losses in the white suit. He's money in it. Give me St. John's.
God, bro, UConn has been terrible. Liam McNeely has been useless.
And that's crazy to think about.
Is like that's their key scorer, and he has not helped in any game I watched. But I'm gonna go with Creighton. We'll go with Doug McDermott's dad and see if he can pull out a random win against the tight Big East competition.
Yeah, I think the SEC and the Big East are probably the 2 toughest to call out of the Power 5 there. All right, ACC. What do you got?
I don't know. Clemson might give them a run for their money for sure, but Duke is definitely taking this one.
Yeah,
There's no question. There's no reason for them not to. And the fact that Carolina is top 5 is crazy, but it makes sense seeing as how like literally everybody is losing except pretty much the top 3 teams.
I'm with you. Yeah, I think it's going to be a Duke, Clemson, or Louisville finals. I think Duke's just too good. All right, your dark horse from the other 5 conferences here. I know there's other conferences, listeners and watchers. So, Devontae, if you want a true pool of dark horse there, you can pull from the other conferences.
My dark horse, shoot, I will. I can do all 5 actually. Actually, no, I can only do 4. I don't know anything going on in the MAC. For Mountain West, I'm gonna. New Mexico came out hard during the regular season, but you know what? I'm gonna go with Colorado State. I believe in my dog, Neek Clifford. Neek Clifford was there last year when they were in the tournament, and somebody got drafted from that team, I believe, or maybe that was Colorado or something. But I believe in Neek Clifford to make some, shake something.
Okay. I'm gonna take the Aztecs. Give me San Diego State.
All right.
No rhyme, no reason. It feels right.
Feels right. CUSA gotta go with Jacksonville State. They've also been in the same vein as Texas Tech, where they've been randomly winning a bunch of games. So we'll stick with it. Let's go with Jacksonville State.
That's who I have circled too.
We know that one. AAC. Memphis is actually not the easy call because Penny has been slipping the past few games. So I'm gonna go with North Texas. I forgot about Wichita State. I'll still go with North Texas. I actually watched a couple of their games, and for one, I like their jerseys. I like their color green. But they've been doing pretty well in their conference games.
I'm gonna take them. You mentioned them. Wichita State. Give me the Shockers.
Shocker.
All right, Sunbelt. Fun Belt.
Are your Mountaineers going to be the dark horse?
We're the 6th seed. We're right there on the cusp.
Oh, shoot. Okay.
Now, to be fair, we dropped 3 games in a row to Marshall, Georgia Southern, and Marshall. So
yeah. Well, I'll go with JMU just because they're up there.
Rooting for my boys. Cinderella story. It doesn't look good. Give me Arkansas. I just, from what I saw this year, they're pretty damn good. And then the MAC attack.
I gotta take Akron because I think I bet against them one time and they made me credit. So might as well go with it.
I like it. I'll back you too. Let's go Akron as well. All right. I guess let's do our NFL news here. First and foremost, Davante Adams being released. I'm not surprised. I think after Rodgers being told, "Hey, we're not gonna renew anything with you. We don't want to rekindle this relationship." I think this is the writing on the wall. It was a project. It didn't work out. Both sides move on. Where does Davante Adams land now?
Oh, well, Raiders paid Max Crosby as they should have, but they also released Gardner Minshew.
Yep.
This is random, but like news just came out that Hunter Renfrow was working for like a recycling thing in South Carolina. So like I don't think he gave up, but that shit is kind of sad because but I mean Raiders don't have a quarterback or a receiver. Maybe
you think he goes back?
Maybe they go back to do nothing, like literally the same thing they did with the Jets.
Yeah.
They got Pete Carroll. Do you think Pete Carroll and Aaron Rodgers could vibe?
I think so. I think they'd have some weird ass conversations, but I think it'd be all good.
Yeah, seems fitting.
I just don't see them going back. I don't see Davante going back.
But where can they go? Are they a package deal, or are they willing to go to different spots?
Yeah, that is true. I do feel like they're like the Step Brothers, and they're like interviewing together.
Man, I don't know. Like that and that wide receiver market for the free agency is heavy. Like there are young mixed with old, and then like you got DK. DK was asking for a trade. So and I don't like this year's draft isn't as wide receiver heavy as last year. So like they did luck out, but there's still some very good wide receivers in this draft. And, like you don't have
tons, yeah.
And they're like some of them are kind of proven because like they're getting drafted older now. Like you don't get just straight up 21 years old. Like these are like 23, 24-year-old dudes.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
If I got a gun to my head, I gotta pick a team. I'm gonna pick the Broncos. I feel like he could have 1 or 2 good years with Bo Nix. Now, obviously, if he wants to go with Rodgers, then that's a different animal. But a guy you mentioned, Max Crosby, he gets the bag. He's the highest non-paid quarterback in NFL history. 3-year, $165 million, 91 of that guaranteed.
Damn.
When you think of just a force on defense, disrupting every play, a menace, I think Max Crosby's that dude. I feel like it's well-deserved.
Yeah. They keep trying to break, like, how do these agents keep breaking records? Like, the highest quarterback paid, the highest running back paid.
That's true.
Like, how do they keep doing this, and where is this money coming from? Like, for the, what is this casino money that they give? 91.5 million American dollars guaranteed to go to you. And if that, like, I know there's probably more language associated with it, but like imagine just waking up knowing that you're guaranteed to get $91.5 million.
Like,
God almighty.
Sign me up tomorrow, man.
And then you have the what you call the endorsements too. So I can see how like there are some players that stay rich, but I can also see like how some players were broke because man,
you got coming in. Why not spend it? Yeah, I'm with you. I do love his story though. Coming from Eastern Michigan, addiction, battling through it. Like I think this is a dope ass story, and I feel like it's a good icing on the cake, not a cherry. Hopefully, him winning Defensive Player of the Year, winning a Super Bowl, that would be the cherry for him. But I do love his story, and congrats to the boy Max Crosby. Mad Max. All right. DK Metcalf wants to be traded. He's demanding it. Tyler Lockett just said, just was released from Seattle. Things not looking good for Seattle.
They got tired of Geno, man. That's crazy.
I wasn't going to say that, but yeah, you're probably right about that.
It's Jake Bobo season. Jake Bobo, so all they have left is Jake Bobo and Jackson Smith and Jigba. But that opens up the door for us, another young wide receiver that nobody even thought of to
That's true.
join the Seattle faithful. Shoot, they might end up with Trey Harris, who came from Ole Miss too. Big wide receiver, not as strong as DK, but like same skill set. Where do you think DK could end up in a trade? You think they would deal him to the Raiders?
Raiders, that's not bad. I was gonna say Seattle, not Seattle, but San Francisco, since they just traded Debo, but I don't think you trade with the interdivisional. I think you try to stay away from NFC. So like the Raiders are a good landing spot. What about Pittsburgh? I would hate to see it, but Pittsburgh needs a wideout.
Yeah,
I think they got some draft capital. You got Russell in field. Maybe you send one of those cats out there.
Damn.
Russell comes back to Seattle.
Like beating up on cornerbacks is crazy.
I would hate to see it.
I would hate to cover it.
I would too. Fuck. I take it back. I don't speak that in.
Oh damn! Oh damn!
Yeah, I take it back.
You messed up.
Beep beep beep. I'm retracting. All right. And then, where we did that? If I get the right one, here we go. So, other NFL free agency, real quick. Moving on. Say goodbye to Mason Crosby. He's officially retiring. He retires as a Packers. Not gonna lie, I didn't realize he was still in the league.
I knew because he was missing kicks like crazy, but I didn't know. Nobody said anything. Like he's retired. I think last time we talked, Keanu Neal retired. Bro, like this is not a deal anymore. Like I mean, I guess in the social media age, and also like I don't just like watch ESPN, but it didn't even pop up on my ESPN notifications.
Yeah, I was scrolling and it popped up. But I didn't get a notification. You're right. I did get a notification for the Cincinnati Kid, Sam Hubbard. He retires at the age of 29. Born and raised Cincinnati. Played high school ball. Played ball at college ball at Ohio State. He retires. I think it's the right call. His last ever play will be him catching a touchdown against the Titans. Pretty dope play. We could not afford to pay him.
Oh.
And so I think it's best for both parties. And plus, he had a lot of injuries. So I think it's a good call for him.
Yeah. He had a pretty good career. I didn't expect it. So now y'all really need an edge rusher now.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wait,
in fact,
is Trey Hendrickson the same age or is he younger?
I think he might be 28. They're like really close to the same age.
That's what I thought. Damn.
But Trey's avoided a lot of injuries where Sam's, his elbow, I think he's messed his knee up twice. He's been banged up. Little Snapple fact for you. Do you know what position Sam played in high school?
Sam Hubbard. I'm trying to figure out what type of name does it sound like. Sam Hubbard. Was he a tight end?
He was a safety. A little free safety, let him roam back there. All right. Big contract news. Saquon gets the bank. If you're the Giants, you just fuck this thing up for years to come.
You deserve all the bad things coming to you.
Yeah.
Because it's like it's crazy too, because people always replay that clip of this man's, the GM's literal son, telling him what to do, like in the draft, and he didn't listen to him. And it's like just the same thing I said with the NBA. Like you take the NBA heads out the stands, you take them out the front offices, and you just end up with like just constant marketing. You just better off playing 2K because it's cheaper and probably more fun. It seems like the same thing is happening with pro football. You take the football heads out of the equation, like nobody has an advisor that used to play or knows or like a former recruiter or nothing. You just do dumb shit. Like who is going to get me the most money? Forgetting the fact that like wins can get you money, you know?
Yep.
But, you know, I'm not there yet to where I can own a team, or they haven't called me to be a GM yet.
I'm with you. Like I think you're absolutely right. One day, Devontae, we'll be there.
Gotta be.
We'll be there. And then Happy Trails. I don't have a graphic for it, but it showed us part of. I think a part of your childhood. I know it was part of mine. Part of my take, or not part of my take. PTI. Pardon the interruption.
Pardon the interruption.
Yeah. Or no.
Was Around the Horn Council too?
Around the Horn. That's what I'm talking about. Jesus Christ, I'm losing my mind. Around the Horn is
age. That's the age show right there.
yeah, it's done. It's being canceled. It's what after 20-something years?
Yeah, 20. They said 23 years, and like I didn't watch it at home, but I can just recall like when getting my hair cut, and that would be in the shop, or just like random sports bars in the middle of the day during like happy hour or something, and that would be playing, and like you look up and they have a take, you look back down, it's a new take with a new sport.
Uh-huh.
And you have to wonder, like, what are they going to fill that time with? Like, who are they going to fill that time with?
I have an idea.
Somebody had a graphic that said, like, you know what that means? And it was like Patrick doing the Dwayne Wade LeBron dunk assist. They were like another $1 million to Stephen A. or Pat Mack.
Yeah, that's probably true. ESPN, if you're listening, we'd be glad to fill that time slot. It was a time slot that we were I loved coming home from school, grabbing my snack and watching Around the Horn. That Devontae didn't watch as a kid, but he turned it on every once in a while.
I was getting enriched.
I get enriched. I love it. All right. That's all I got. You got anything?
No, you had the Tyler Lockett graphic, but he got released. He had a heartfelt letter, so that probably means he ends up with honestly, him being a Raider kind of makes sense, seeing as how things worked out for Jacoby Myers, those short routes and all that stuff.
Yeah.
So it's probably better off for him. Trying to think if it's anything else. I don't know if anybody else retired or somebody got cut. Christian Kirk has been cut, so that kind of opens the door for them to draft another receiver. The wide receiver free agent list is long, so definitely keep up with the NFL free agency, especially since the draft is coming up in like a month. Stories are going to come out about new players. They call Shador a dickhead, which we knew, but like bro knows what he's talking. What do you expect, man? Like if Deion Sanders was my dad, I would pop my shit all the time, especially knowing that I dominated in 2 conferences.
Exactly.
So they've been, chatting about him. Cam Scatterbo got sued by his teammate because he was jumping up and down on a golf cart, and bro fell out the golf cart and hurt his elbow. So now he's suing Cam Scatterbo for $300,000.
I did not see that. That's wild.
For negligence, which is quite embarrassing because it was a lineman. But he broke his elbow, and he was doing something he didn't have any business, was probably drunk too. So I don't think that taints his draft stock. That was just like a random story that popped. See, that popped up, but they didn't say shit about Mason Crosby for my ears. So, besides that, random news. That's about it.
Okay. All right. Pub parlay. What you got? We can do any day you want.
We'll do Saturday. How did we do last game?
I messed up. I went ballsy on my Friday pick. I should have done Saturday. Is what it is. I didn't. That's on me.
Oh, gravy. Live to bet another day.
That's right.
Saturday has a bunch of games.
Okay, what you got?
All right, so let's go. All right, we got 2. They got Duke and UNC, Arizona and Kansas, Alabama and Auburn, Stanford and Louisville. Where is it? Hold on. That's what. USC. All right, give me the USC spread over UCLA.
Is this men's?
Yep. Give me USC.
USC spread in basketball over UCLA. All right, I'll vibe with it. I'll do ECU men's baseball. Obviously, men's baseball over Coastal Carolina.
Ooh,
Give me the spread in that. I think it's -1.5. I think they beat them by 2 or 3 runs.
they're basically the same school, except one's in the East and one is in the Beach.
Yeah, exactly.
The Eastern Beach matchup.
Eastern Beach. All right. Random question. I got one in the chamber if you need it, unless you got one.
Oh, all right. You have Spotify, right?
Yep.
All right. If you go to your if you go to like the made for you section and you scroll over and you see the uniquely yours right now, what are the top 5 songs on your on repeat?
Okay, hold on. You said go to my made for me.
And scroll over where it says uniquely yours.
Okay. I gotta do this on a laptop. Made for me, uniquely yours. I don't have one of those, Devontae.
What? Oh wait, do you have premium?
I think so.
Damn, it should be uniquely yours on repeat. There's nothing that says on repeat or nothing.
Mm-mm.
Damn.
Yeah, I'm doing this on my laptop. I don't know if.
No, you good. Well, we'll go with your question then.
Damn, I like it though. We'll come back to it. I'll do my homework. We'll circle back to it. All right. Give me.
You said circle back.
Give me your top 2 fictional sports movie coaches.
Coaches. Keanu Reeves in Hardball.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's one. In the second, that movie, what was it, Amateur? Like, he didn't have a coach, but that just pissed me off. That's not my favorite coach. I just randomly thought about it, and it made me mad. So definitely Keanu Reeves, and I forgot what his name was. But definitely him. I'm gonna be honest, the Rock and Gridiron Gang.
Ooh, that is a good one.
Rock and Gridiron Gang and Keanu Reeves.
Damn. That's a great one. I'm wearing the Gordon Bombay Minnesota Waves jersey, so I'm gonna go Gordon Bombay. Ducks fly together. Mighty Ducks.
Nice. Oh shit.
Mighty
Yeah.
Ducks. Yeah. Come on. Me and Lorenzo have been rewatching at 5:00 in the morning.
Hell yeah.
It's been good. And then I'm gonna go super pick. It's the Renaissance man. The guy does it all. Jackie Moon from Semi Pro. He's the owner. He's the coach. He's the player.
Oh yeah. Damn. What a movie.
What a movie. All right. We'll catch you guys next week. Fitz's service ran long. Ash Wednesday. It's understandable. We'll catch him next week.
Good.
First time on air. Anything to say to Lawan here to get him back?
Look, bro, there are stories I could tell people about Lawan, but we'll keep those right here. I'm gonna let them live.
That's not even close. It's not
Man, I'm a dumbass.
I'm clipping that.
Georgia's second.
Hey, Georgia also had Herschel Walker.
So smart, and my team is so dumb. My coach he looks dumb. He's a big baby.